Hey everybody, it's me, Janice. I just wanted to share a few things with you. If you don't follow me on my personal page, I've been sick for the past few days, and this has been really eating at me. And I wanted to take a few minutes and talk to you about chemicals. And some of you might have been doing research about chemicals in your personal care products and your cleaning products and all of that. And maybe you haven't. But there's a lot of chemicals out there, and every year they add hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of chemicals, and none of the chemicals are tested on how they can affect humans and animals and our environment. And a lot of times they don't know something bad is happening until after the fact. So if you those microbeads that were like the big thing for a few years went from products into your whole body and into the water system, and now they find those little microbeads in everything. And medicines are found in fish in the ocean and chemicals. Anyways, so a lot of the chemicals are not tested. And a lot of the chemicals that are available here in the United States are not available in Europe for a reason. Europe is a little stricter on their testing. They require people, companies, to prove that the chemicals are safe before they're allowed to be used. And in the United States, they're allowed to be used until they're proven dangerous. Look at Roundup, finally, is being called out. So why does it bother me? Back in the early 80s, I was an optician, and I was the person that you came to get your glasses and to get fitted for contact lenses. And working with the chemicals in the daily care of contact lenses. So here I have Boston products. Okay, so back then you didn't want to use, like, I'll say Boston's products mixed together with Elcon products, or you wouldn't want to use Bosch and Lum with some kind of generic product, because each company used different preservatives and different chemicals in their products, and they could cause a reaction in your eyes if you mix the chemicals. All right, so a little side note. Back in the 80s, when I went to college, I went swimming in the St. Lawrence River with my contacts on, and picked up some chemicals into my contacts and pretty much made it so I could not wear contacts anymore after that, other than fitting each other when we were in our labs. Anyways, so a little thing where, talking about mixing different products, different companies' products, because Boston uses all of the same chemicals. Elcon had their set chemicals. Bosch and Lum had all their chemicals, and I'm only like throwing those names out because those are names of contact lens companies that I remember and are still available. I'm not trying to slam any of them. I'm just giving you examples. Okay, but what would happen is if you mixed one company's stuff with another company's stuff, you could get a chemical reaction. So if you are that cautious about not using different companies' products for your eyes, don't you think maybe you might want to question how the chemicals that are in one product that you're using, how is it going to interact with the chemicals that are in another product you are using? So, and I'm not even saying like, okay, so maybe one company's shampoo and another company's conditioner. Okay? Maybe you stay with the same company. But what if you end up using another company's lotion on your face that's near your hair, or a lotion, a body lotion where your hair is touching? What about the chemical reaction between those personal care products and the air freshener that you're using? Okay, so this is so out of my comfort zone because I don't use products that have chemicals in them for these things. Okay, so I'm just trying to maybe give you something to think about. What about those personal care products and soaps that you are using, and then you're walking around on the floor that was washed yesterday, that you didn't know that on the label it tells you you should rinse with water afterwards. And even if you rinse with water afterwards, there's going to be some residual. So what is happening in our bodies with this, mixing all these different companies' products and mixing their chemicals? All right, so that's just what I have been thinking about while I've been sick, and how I wanted to share it with you. So maybe you need to go with a company that knows how the preservatives affect you. I don't know. I only use natural products, okay? It's rare for me to break down and use something that contains harmful chemicals. There's got to be a big time reason. And then I use precautions. Okay, so a lot of the cleaning products, you're supposed to be wearing a mask, you're supposed to be wearing gloves, you're supposed to be in a well-ventilated area, and you're supposed to keep your pets away from the stuff. So become an educated consumer. Okay, EWG has a excellent app and website, or you can use Think Dirty is another app, and see what kind of chemicals are in those. And they only tell you how those chemicals affect you as a human being. They don't even get into that whole chemical experiment, like in science, where you mix different things together. I don't know. Tell me what you think. Do you think I'm being paranoid? Or is this something that we really should be thinking about and being more careful? We can control a lot of things. Okay, I can control what goes on in my house. I can control what goes on in my car. I cannot control what's going on in buildings that I go into, okay, unless it's a building that I can set requirements. So how are you controlling your environment? All right, enough of that rambling. Give you something to think about on this Sunday night. And maybe we can have an open dialogue on this. All right, have a great Sunday night.